Hi, my geniuses. Welcome back to another session of History Therapy. Today, we're talking about a man whose very name is a synonym for smart. But if you think Albert Einstein was just a dry old man with a chalkboard, you're in for a surprise. He was a rebel, a scientific rock star, and a man who genuinely couldn't understand why socks were necessary. Grab a seat. We're about to break a genius down to his atoms. Let's start with the biggest myth. Einstein failed math. This is the favorite lie of every student who doesn't want to do their homework. The truth? It's complete nonsense. Albert was brilliant at math and physics from a very young age. His problem wasn't a lack of brains, it was his attitude. He hated rote memorization and strict discipline. Imagine a stern classroom, a teacher demanding Latin drills, while inside little Albert's head, galaxies and golden formulas are already spinning. He argued with his teachers so much that one of them told him, "Einstein, you will never amount to anything." Oh, how wrong he was. Albert even failed his first university entrance exam, but only because he bombed botany and French. Anything that didn't involve the mysteries of the universe simply bored him to tears. After university, things weren't looking great. Albert couldn't find a teaching job for 2 years. He finally settled for a job as a technical expert third class at a patent office in Bern. Sounds boring, right? Not for Albert. By day, he checked blueprints for coffee grinders and elevators. But the second his boss turned around, he'd dive into his desk drawer where he hid his real work. 1905 became known as the Year of Miracles. Sitting on a simple wooden chair in that office, Einstein wrote 4 papers that blew the world of physics apart. This is where the world's most famous equation was born. Think about the scale of it. While his co-workers were discussing lunch, this guy was quietly rewriting the laws of existence. Once his theory of relativity was confirmed by observations, the madness began. Einstein became the world's first scientific superstar. Crowds of reporters, camera flashes, and people begging for his autograph on tram tickets. But here's the twist. He didn't win his Nobel Prize for the theory of relativity. The committee was too scared to give an award for something so revolutionary. So they gave it to him for explaining the photoelectric effect instead. Even funnier, Albert gave all the prize money to his first wife, Mileva, as part of their divorce settlement. He literally traded a future Nobel Prize for his freedom. Now that's some strategic planning. The older Einstein got, the less he cared about what people thought of his appearance. His signature style? Gravity-defying hair and a total lack of socks. Why? He thought socks were a waste of time because they always ended up with holes. He'd even show up to dinner with the president with bare ankles. And that iconic photo of him sticking his tongue out? It wasn't an accident. On his 72nd birthday, Albert was so tired of posing and faking smiles for photographers that he just stuck his tongue out at them. It became a symbol that a true genius is always part child and part rebel. He forgot his home address, lost his keys constantly, but he never lost his ability to wonder. In his final years, Albert Einstein became a sage that the whole world listened to. He famously said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge." He believed that behind all the complex math, there was a simple and beautiful harmony. Einstein didn't just show us the path to the stars and black holes. He taught us that you can be the smartest person on the planet and still be kind, funny, and human. His body has long since returned to stardust, but his ideas are like constellations that will always show us the way. Stay curious, my geniuses. And remember, if you have a hole in your sock, maybe you're just on the way to a great discovery. Subscribe to History Therapy for more survival tips from the ages. See you next time.